Hey, everybody, and welcome to my solo version of uh, the Progressive Pals podcast. Wow, and we already have one viewer. That's great. Hey, how you doing? Uh, I put if you go to our Facebook group, the Progressive Pals podcast, Secular Stew, in parentheses, Facebook group. If you go there, you can actually come on to the stream if you want and hang out. Um, it's up to you. If that's not your thing, it's not your thing. It's all right. And it's not everybody's thing to just hang out on shows while we watch weird people do weird things. um, so I am going to share my screen on my other computer, and then I'm going to do the intro for the show, and I'm also gonna kind of promote my uh, um, what do you call it? All right, this is my TikTok. Yep, I've got a fucking TikTok, and yep, that is a scene from Ninja Turtles 2: Out of the Shadows, and yes, it's directed by Michael Bay, and I don't give a fuck. I love that movie. Anyway, is what we're watching.
We'll like the secular stew, only with a bit more roasted. Probably getting a bit more toasted, and it's only us two. And I'm Bradley, I bring the crazy, while Benjamin provides the puns. We're not afraid to say it plainly. We're a couple anti-fascist dudes fighting right-wing extremist views.
Still sounds so muddy.
The Progressive House Podcast.
All right. So there's that. that's our intro to the show. So I can now get rid of that. What I was thinking, since Benjamin wasn't able to make it today, I'm honestly surprised he makes as many of these records as he does. But yeah, just he wasn't able to make it tonight, and he was like, let's just do it next week. And I was like, and I was going to, but I was just like, I need this. I need to just fucking sit down and rant a little bit. Um, Thanks for watching. If you go to our Progressive Pals Facebook group, you can join the conversation if you would like to, um, or you can comment. Commenting is cool. I can check in. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for watching. We're going to look at this is sort of last second thing, because one of our co-hosts kind of dropped out at the last minute, but which is okay. It happens, you know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my other screen, and then we're going to watch. So we're going to look at some of the friendly atheists stuff. Even though I usually don't, I haven't been doing as much of the atheist stuff lately. Nothing against atheism or anything like that. It just, I don't know. I feel like I'm just, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of calmed down, like I feel like I've kind of hit that like plateau of like, I was like raged out for like 6 or 7 years, for 5 or 6 years or some shit, and I'm starting to find a like finally like just plateau where I'm just sort of like, I don't know if I'm that angry anymore. Like actually trying to not be as angry. So I don't know, you know. Um cool. Oh, cool. So you're deconverted. Oh, cool. Me too. Yep. I was homeschooled and everything. Yeah. I wasn't even allowed to talk to anybody that wasn't a Christian. uh, there you go. Look at this. Happy to support fellow atheist skeptics and commentators. Oh, thank you. Good. Oh, appreciate it. That is so cool. And yeah, this is how we do it. Look, this is how we do. We all follow each other. It's like a little community. It's a little family that we have, and the skeptical um, community that we've got here. You know. So let's see. Is this a video? It's not a video, is it? It's like something they can click. Is it an article? Is it? Oh, okay. What is he doing? Looks like he just got something like soap in his eye or something. Like, oh, is this a picture? Oh, okay. Never mind. Looking for videos. So, former President George Bush, the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. I mean, of Ukraine. Jeez, Louise. Uh, yeah, I thought he'd have more. Oh, Ark Encounter ticket sales slightly improved in April. Yes, we're still doing this. Like, what? There's so many. This is so odd to me. The Ark. I'm sorry, the Ark Encounter. Um, People that keep an eye on. They're like, here's how many people went last month. And like here's the ticket sales and all this stuff. And it's just like I get to a degree, like um that like how like keeping track of that stuff, but I just feel like after a while it's got to get old, right? It's got to kind of suck, right? You kind of want to do. Let's see, what does he say? Hate preachers and cat curse started me on YouTube algorithm and skepticism. Cool, yeah. Well, I've watched a bunch of cat curse. She's very entertaining. I have to say, she's quite fun to watch. Yeah, definitely. I might actually find some I'm about to do because I'm not really seeing much on like usually Emmett Meta's got like a ton of videos about here's one of like hate, like what you were just talking about, like hate preachers and shit. Um oh, I fucking love Telltale, dude. He's got that like just chill voice where he's just sort of like kind of like, I know, man, like he just sort of just tells them how it is, in this really comfortable like voice I could just go to sleep to every night. It's beautiful. Absolutely. Yeah, Apologia, yeah. And then like Apologia, like with Shannon, or is that I could be wrong about that. Prophet is Odds, excellent. Yep. Oh, Pine Creek, I don't know that one. Pine Creek equals dead fan. I'm gonna have to write that down because I'm like a junkie for these shows, like like basically like for like what I'm doing, I'm a junkie for it. So let me pause this and let's see what this fuckhead has to say. I'm sure he's a fuckhead. I mean, look at it. He's got like two swords over like a shield thing before. I'm pretty sure he's a fuckhead. So we'll go ahead and enlarge that for y'all. All right, here we go. Ready?
You know those Republican heroes you voted for? Huh? They have allowed it because the Bible said they are to be put to death. That's what's being taught. So it's your fault, Mr. I'm going to go down to the voting box and vote for every Republican because they're Christian. It's your fault. Why? Let me ask you, pal. Let me ask you, Captain Mocker. Mr. I got a big old Donald Trump flag out in my yard because I'm all about truth and Elon Musk, and I'm going to buy me a Tesla. Let me tell you something, pal. It's your fault that these pedophiles are around. It's not God's fault. He told nations how to deal with that. He told the government of his own nation, the nation that he ruled, put them to death. Put all queers to death. They die. And you know what? When they die, that stops the pedophilia. Okay. It's a very, very simple process. But of course, our reptilian government, now you know what the word reptilian is. They don't subscribe to that, okay? Because they are of the kingdom of hell, and what they will promote is hell and wickedness and all manner of blasphemy.
That was some of the weirdest, because it was at first. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to watch that. I was like kind of reading the comments. I'm sorry, I don't mean. I will respond to your comments. Like I promise. I am just. That was bizarre, right? Like that was just a really weird. I feel like I missed half of it because I'm just like, I don't fucking understand any of what he's talking
You know those
about.
Republican
Okay.
heroes you voted for?
The
Huh?
Republican hero.
They have allowed it because the Bible said they are to be put to death. That's what's being taught. So it's your fault, Mr. I'm going to go down to the voting box and vote for every Republican because they're Christian. It's your fault. Why? Let me ask you, pal. Let me ask you, Captain Mocker. Mr. I got a big old Donald Trump flag out in my yard because I'm all about truth and Elon Musk, and I'm going to buy me a Tesla. Let me tell you something, pal. It's your fault that these pedophiles are around. It's not God's fault. He told nations how to deal with that. He told the government of his own nation, the nation that he ruled, put them to death. Put all queers to death. They die.
All queers.
And you know what? When they die, that stops the pedophilia. Okay. It's a very, very simple process. But of course, our reptilian government, now you know what the word reptilian is, they don't subscribe
so he
to
did
that,
say
okay?
reptilian
because they're of the kingdom of hell, and what they will promote is hell and wickedness and all manner of blasphemy.
How is that preaching? Like, how is that a church? Like, that is so fucking weird. Like, I went to church every week, and that was not the type of shit that I would look at. Jesus Christ. All right, let's see what's right wing watches got. So this is really where the gold, happens. Like, I mean, this is like where the magic fucking happens, dude. Is right wing watch Twitter. It kind of gets me in trouble sometimes because they can put stuff on here that they can't seem to put on like YouTube and shit. So I kind of get fucked over sometimes by right wing watch Twitter, but I'm just reacting to it, so I never know what they're going to say. You just get used to it. Yeah. You just get used to live chat. Just ignore it until you make your point. And I'm okay. Gotcha. I'm so ADD that I'm like, all right, I gotta. How am I gonna do this? But thank you for for helping me with that. Because honestly, I want to address everything the second I see it because I don't want to forget what I'm thinking. But yeah, that last one was really fucking weird. I don't even know what to think of that. Is that James? Oh, let's see. Almost looks like James Lindsay. He always looks like he's crying for some reason. And it makes me so mad that he's an atheist. Him and Peter Boghossian both can go fuck a duck. Where's the sound? Damn, I don't hear shit. Oh, fuck. It's on the wrong thing. Fuck me. I'm not sharing the right thing. So I gotta go switch back because I only want to do a Chrome tab. Like it allows you to do like a Chrome tab. My bad. I was watching it and then it did it. Like I couldn't even hear it because I'm like listening to it through this other computer since I'm using two computers now, like a big shot, I can't tell who that is, but I am going to go on this James Lindsay rant for a second here. He's a fucking asshole, like just straight up. He's just a bad person and very racist. And it kind of looks like him, the one on the left. I don't know if it's him or not. I can't read any of this stuff, and I don't watch any of these ahead of time. So if they end up saying bad things, I apologize. I really don't look at what they say and stuff. I try to just react to them genuinely. Do the opposite. I can't, man. I see it and I respond. That's it. I'm like a squirrel, But all right, so let's hear what these weirdos. It looks like they're commentarying on commentary, or maybe it's a conversation on Fox News. It just looks like it's Fox News but on something else. I don't know. Well, let's see what the fuck's going on here.
It looks like Eddie Murphy playing two characters.
It's like when you couldn't decide whether you wanted to wear your afro wig or be bald at the same time.
Right. It's just,
You know, it's like you didn't get the wig on fully, so your forehead is just like sloppily on. And I got, and he's also got. I love when guys do the vagina hair on the chin.
Yeah, there's
that's a real
it's just
vaginal cut.
Yeah, it's a landing strip right here
Yeah.
to let you know he means business.
That one
Did you
guy,
get killed by a guy with a landing strip on his face? You just
he looks like the guy from fucking Steven Crowder's show. That's just always sitting in the background, and whenever Steven Crowder gets like uncomfortable because he's like bested by Sam Cedar, because what's his name brought him on, and he just showed that guy. That's who this other guy looks like. I don't know if that's James. Like his face looks like James Lindsay, but it doesn't sound like him, so I don't think it is him. But they
Deserve
just
to
seem like a
die.
couple of douchebags.
It's like, sir, you missed. So
abort,
You-
bro.
planes land on the landing strip. You don't
Yeah.
touch landing strips to landing strips.
No,
There's nothing hot about this. There's nothing attractive.
It looks like Eddie Murphy playing two characters.
Okay,
It's like
it's not that interesting. I thought that would be. Why does it keep doing that? It keeps like backing all the way out. It bothers me. Like maybe that's my fault. Where the fuck was I? Okay, pass this one. So who is this guy? Slightly with Elijah Blaze TV host. Oh my god, fucking Blaze TV, great host. Mocks the idea of trans genocide by joking about killing. Blaze TV host Elijah Schaefer joked at length about killing trans. Oh my god. Okay, I don't even. Sorry. So that's one of the things that would probably get me like banned on YouTube, or like another strike, because it's always a strike for these fucking videos, But this dude's pretty entertaining. Stu Peters. So Representative Pete Sessions chatted with Stu Peters back in March. Here's what he said during the interview. We're being attacked at our southern border, Peters said, and they don't want to talk about this because the great replacement is real. Oh, God. So I'm sure, I'm sure if you know about it, like the great replacement theory is this really racist, bigoted theory that's the basically whiteness is going away, just which is bound to happen eventually anyway, just as far as like a like what do you call that, like anthropologically speaking, like it's just going to happen. Like we're just going to have fewer people of like different races, and it's going to mix up a lot more, and that's just what's going to happen. And they're acting like people are doing it on purpose in order to get them to vote against what white people want. I think is kind of the the idea behind that. I'm not really like sure exactly how they frame it, but yeah, it's so white genocide, like it's just a stupid fucking, like they make it sound like genocide like it's actually an actual word, but really just like whiteness going away, like that's a it's like who gives a fuck, man? Like yeah, so in 100 years it's gonna be fewer white people on the planet. Like that's I how can you argue that's a bad thing necessarily? I don't care. I don't give a fuck. In fact, you know what? We could probably use fewer white people on this planet. Just saying. All right. Just saying. Not saying why. Just saying. So this is from. Oh, see, it won't take me to it because it opens up a new one. Oh, so let me go down. See here. What is this? conservatives, it is outrageous to suggest that Tucker Carlson is using his show to spread white nationalist propaganda. Uh, it's absurd. That's outrageous to suggest that. That's like mostly all he does blatantly. Like it's not, they're not even dog whistles, they're just whistles at this point. He's just, just up there, just with regular like fucking, and not even like, like you think of like the dog whistle. Like, he's got like the coach whistle and like 4 of them in his mouth. Like it's not even, you know what I mean? It's not even just one whistle. It's like 4 whistles at one time. All right. I think I've made my point. Here we go. Let's see what this dickhead has to say.
Some of the stuff that I see the New York Times saying about Tucker Carlson lately just makes me want to like religiously watch Tucker Carlson. I don't even watch his show. I mean, I see clips here and there, especially when I was on Twitter. I saw a lot of clips, but I don't even watch his show. A lot of the things that he was saying, that he's saying right now, we said like 4 years ago, which I guess is a good thing. If he's talking like this now, imagine 4 years from now. I guess it's a good thing. Some of the stuff that I see the New York Times saying about Tucker Carlson lately just makes me want to like religiously watch Tucker Carlson. I don't even watch his show. I mean, I see clips here and there, especially when I was on Twitter. I saw a lot of clips, but I don't even watch his show. A lot of the things that
I
he
actually
was
watch the show a lot
right now.
And it's half the time it's like absolute complete fucking nonsense. Like there was like the one what? Really, this guy wants to see nude men drinking raw eggs. Well, I mean that is like the toughest thing you can do. I saw it in this movie, Rocky. Yeah, he drinks his eggs, and it's really cool. Anyway, but no, yeah, like Tucker, like he's just psycho, dude. Like, oh fuck, I did it again. I have to. It keeps on starting me over. God damn it! Sorry. Okay, we're back here. And what did you say? But it also, but it is also being spread in conservative media by Fox News host Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham. Carlson has pushed the concept of replacement theory in more than 400 of his shows. Yeah, that's like he just throws it out there like a lot, you know. Yeah, yes, I am on StreamYard. If you go to our Facebook group, I posted the link so that anybody could come in if you wanted to. So you could come in and hang out if you want. It's kind of weird, but I had to go solo tonight because my buddy wasn't able to make it, and so I posted the link to the group. I don't know if it's like a secret or like I'm not really sure about the settings on the group and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. If I say just find me Brent Lee, Brent Lee, Lee on Facebook, and just look for my face. I look pretty I don't know. And yeah, and you can be part of the conversation. It's a lot of fun. But yes, I am on StreamYard for this. Anyway, but yeah, he's brought up the great replacement theory like so many times. It's disturbing, which is a major white nationalist, white supremacist talking point. There's a lot of these same clips. Ooh, what's this one? GOP Secretary of State Rachel Ham asks you to join her in praying that if they create fraudulent ballots to steal the election from her, what the? Okay, no, I can't read anymore because like it's too wackadoo. I wanna hear it from the, I would say from the horse's mouth, but that seems kind of rude. I don't want to call her that. It seems mean. Seems rude.
First of all, vote for Rachel Ham. Second thing is let's pray. Let's pray for several things.
Okay.
Let's pray that if they steal votes in the machines, the votes are flipped back. Let's pray that if they create fraudulent ballots, they're incinerated. Let's ask the angels to go burn them up. No fake ballots.
Wait, so
If people who are not American citizens.
So like anybody like watch it, like there was like one person that votes twice and it just like ends up lighting the entire building on fire because it's just like the angels are like, oh shit, now the fucking man, I should have just let that one go, because it was already next to all the regular ballots. Now the whole place is on fire, and shit, wasn't thinking with that one, was not thinking.
Citizens try to vote. Let's pray it doesn't work, that vote disappears. Any attempt, any of the 1,000 ways that they are attempting to cheat, let's pray that it doesn't work.
Okay.
That their schemes to cheat and to steal fall back on their own head, and that they
yeah, please use your magic to to keep to win elections. Yeah, use magic, use wish power, like wish like a lot, like hard. And that'll make it see. First of all, okay, this is almost like one of those self-fulfilling. Oh, cool. Somebody is here. It's like almost like one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. You know what I mean? Hey, cool. What's up? Do I have to? No, you're not muted. Oh, there you are. I heard a noise. But yeah, I was just talking about how they're going to try to use magic to make something that's not going to happen anyway not happen. So it's not going to happen, and they're going to say that it was because of their magicness doing.
There we go.
Oh, cool.
Much better.
That's so neat. I have a cartoon on my show right now.
This is how I run my channel. This is what I do.
Nice. That is so cool. I didn't realize that they could do like live versions of it. Like I always thought this.
It's a virtual camera and a mapping of my face. And so that's how it responds to me. And yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I love it. So cool.
There's a couple of YouTubers that do this, like Surus and Mr. Bear.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, okay, and I have seen them. So yeah, that totally makes sense. I always thought it was something that you had to like go back and like I don't know, sync up the mouth.
Oh,
I don't know. Like,
yeah. Apologia does it the old school way. He actually edits his videos and syncs the mouth to what he's actually saying. But I don't do that. I'm lazy.
Yeah, I think I would start to, and it's so funny too, because I was wondering about a lot of these because I hate being on camera. Like I'm so much more for the old school podcasts that you just listen to and just do the voices and stuff like that. So I might actually pick up on your tactic because all this is starting to really get, I'm starting to get more Hunter S. Thompson-y every day as far as this goes.
Well, do you have access to like what's the service called, like Adobe Creative Cloud in any way?
I don't at this point, but I'm sure but it's a way that you could download
so for my work, my company pays for me to have access to Adobe software like on a monthly basis. So like I get free access to Adobe Character Animator, and that's able to send a virtual camera signal to OBS, and then I run a virtual camera from OBS to StreamYard. Oh,
right on. So you can connect OBS to StreamYard.
Yeah.
See how little I know? Like I'm so bad at this.
No, dude. This is like some meta bullshit that like
Right.
Only us weirdos that prefer to be animated tunes.
Like you know about this type of stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
though. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. I'm like I'm gonna look like all this up as soon as we're done here, honestly, because that sounds super
feel-
awesome and
Feel
worth
free
the
to
money.
email me and we can talk about it and like how it all works and whatnot.
Cool. Well, hey,
Nice
since I got you here, let me take down my screen for the moment. Oh shit,
Good job.
not you. That one. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
tell me a little bit about your channel.
So my channel is a lot of things. It's 3 things currently. It is my deconversion experience
Oh, cool.
from
Okay.
non-denominational, somewhat fundamentalist and culty Christianity, as well as a vlog of sorts of the conversations I have from doing a real world sign or signs of I'm an atheist, ask me anything, or it's okay to be an atheist, ask me anything, or got beliefs, and I draw like various religious symbols on a whiteboard. Like I have a little portable whiteboard that I take in a backpack, and
Yeah.
it says got beliefs, let's talk, and I draw all the religions main iconography, and people talk to me.
Wow, that's super
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
It's great. And so I try to just ask, why do you believe what you believe? How did you come to those beliefs? And then leave those conversations as amicably as possible. And
Do
it
you-
works. It really
That's
does.
that's so cool. So do you go with like kind of the Anthony Magnabosco like kind of
Yeah.
style, the street epistemology?
Yeah. So how do you know that? What do you think would be a good test for this? What would falsify this? Questions like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that really, because it's a lot of stuff, and I remember it happening to me several times when I was religious, and people would ask me these questions, or they would just like take this concept, like prayer, like, right, with God's perfect will, right, and put them next to each other. And it's
Yep.
just like it would literally make my stomach hurt. I remember that like quite a bit. Like
Oh,
I would
wow.
get kind of like sick feeling when when that cognitive dissonance would like kick in, and
Well,
and it was either a stomach pain or I'd get raged out, like I'd just get angry, and so for people to be able to, that's why I think using the questions is such a good method, because it keeps you from doing that. I think like I haven't seen that reaction as much,
Well,
on like those
yeah,
videos and stuff.
it really helps. Well, the Christian who true, like, and I mean like all the way to the epistemic maximum believes what they believe. They should not be experiencing that, right? But for us who just don't believe and have a hard time believing and are sincerely asking the question, we don't get that either, right? Because there's nothing for us to lose either. And so for people just so fully convinced or indoctrinated, they don't experience that, and maybe that's a good thing in their purview, but from our perspective, we're like, no. But but when we ask the question as well, like, we don't experience that either. And I've actually found, so I remember distinctly, similarly to you, but maybe in the reverse context, where I would ask the non-believers in my life that I was trying to convert intense questions and present the gospel. And I'd be shaking, like physically. I'd have to defer the stress to like my toes or my feet or my legs, so people couldn't see how my body wanted to viscerally react to giving the gospel. And I would attribute that to Satan trying to dissuade me.
Yeah, he's making it hard for you,
Yeah. Or my flesh is weak right now, so I need to stop,
Yeah. Oh man, I hated it. That was like one of the things that like we
I
always
loved it though, because
you
it gave
did,
me
really?
this intense rush. Yeah. It released
wow.
a ton of adrenaline and serotonin, because I felt like I was getting to the core of the issues. And
Right.
to
See,
the
I always
depth
just
of my relationships.
that's funny because I was like, I would do it like we live in Florida, and I down like downtown
Okay.
St. Pete, and we would go around there, and I just felt like I was annoying the fuck out of everybody. Like most people would, you know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, do you got time to talk about Jesus? No, he's flicking me off, right? No, it's okay.
Well,
Go
so I didn't do like street preaching type stuff. It's more like I would try to develop friendships with college age people and or younger adults or young professionals, and I would try and seek out opportunities to get them one-on-one and talk about what they believed or didn't believe.
oh,
And
that's a good
that's
idea.
when I would experience those kinds of rushes and whatnot.
Okay, now that I do, I completely can relate to that because yeah, that is absolutely something that like I used to have. I would drink a lot and stuff back in the day because I kind of got it was like this time period where I was sort of like I had left the church,
Mhm.
but I was still a super duper strong Christian. I was trying to relate to this new world that I didn't really understand. So I was doing a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs and stuff like that. And I remember like getting so messed up and then be like preaching to everybody, you know. But I would
Yeah,
get like those kind of rushes and stuff when you'd have those really deep conversations,
yep.
about like how do we know where we came from and everything. And if you don't know, then I have a good, answer. And so
Right. I
that
have the
makes it
cognitive
true.
closure on this issue, so you should listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like so the argument from ignorance really is something your brain likes
It's
likes to do.
powerful.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
it's weird. Your brain just like was like, yeah, that works, right? Like what else could
Yeah.
it be? You know?
So and then the last thing on my channel is that I will expose and or discuss the ins and outs and the dirties of Christian belief that I had held to. And I posted a video title in the private chat of
Oh.
becoming bunk befrienders. And I want to expose the kinds of toxic ideology and goofy methods, predatory things that my former church and form of Christianity did
Hmm.
in my local community. But in like a somewhat anonymous way because I'm animated.
Yeah. That does help. That
And
does help,
I only show the video and not post a direct link to it, but you could probably find it if you looked hard enough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I would
So that's
absolutely
what that's
love
the, that's the
to.
purpose of my channel, and that's what I do. And you'll see me on live chats for Apologia, Prophet Azad, Pine Creek, etc.
Oh, that's so
So yeah, if you
cool.
want to hit me up,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appear very regularly on those places. Or Neil, the 604 atheist, and his deconversion stories in the after
Okay. I
shows.
have been on. I've been on his show. He's great. He's super fun,
He is
and
great.
we ended up talking about punk rock more than anything. But it's I think that and
Yeah.
deconversion. But yeah,
Mhm.
he's fucking. He knows all the same music and
Yeah.
stuff.
And
He's
I
great.
try and support all the other skeptics and creators because I have another video that I did called Algorithmic Atheism. And the more that we relate ourselves to the Christians who we particularly find frustrating, the more that YouTube relates us to them so that
Ooh,
people can see openly and actively the public discourse on it. So if you have
right.
channels or Christians that you followed, feature them on your YouTube page.
Oh, okay.
Screw
Yeah.
it. Just like I on my YouTube page, I feature both non-believers and believers because
Right.
I want people to see the whole spectrum, not just hear it from me.
Right. I feel like my YouTube is just completely fucking confused because I'm like I've got all these
Totally
atheists
okay.
that I follow. I got all these
Yeah.
religious, like I even follow Robin Bullock's church. It's like International or whatever. It's like
Oh boy.
4-hour videos that I'll sit and like watch sometimes.
Wow.
Like,
Well, I run stuff in the background while I work, but yeah, I get that.
right. I've tried. I haven't like posted any of them. Like I've done a couple of them, and I'm like I always feel But with the new Twitch type stuff, I'm like maybe I could just Twitch it. It's like seems
Oh,
like
that's a
something
good
they
point.
might like.
Good point.
Right. It just takes a long time because it's like already a 2.5 hour service, and I'm pausing it a lot, to like
Mm,
talk about it and stuff. So it ends
yeah.
up being like 3 hours and shit. And you can't skip the music because it's fucking hilarious. It's
Sometimes.
yeah. It was I don't know. He I don't know. He just really he cracks me up. But I mean, have you watched many Robin Bullock videos?
Only through Telltale. I haven't subscribed to that channel specifically myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm busier in my own local church's publications through both the channel. You know what? Your channel's small enough. I could probably get away with it. There's a channel called Dwell Community Church. So
Okay.
that's Columbus, Ohio's most culty, non-denominational, and evidence unseen. And so those are the two channels that I will comment on or be thinking about when I'm trying to generate content.
Oh, that's cool. No, yeah, that's it. Yeah, dude, like this show, like we get like 13 views, so it's all right. From multiple things.
My channel's weird. I'm following, and I just started it, like really started it about a month ago. And
Oh, yeah.
I actually have as many views as I have subscribers, which is so bizarre to me. Like, I'm like, how does that work?
Holy shit, that means everybody that's subscribed makes
No.
sure to watch.
Well, or inversely, the YouTube algorithm is sending people to my videos who are additionally viewing them on top of my subscribers. Because there's actually a few of my videos, because I only have 14 videos or something like that. There's a
Wow,
few of
really?
my videos that have double the views that I have the subscribers.
Damn.
So
Wow.
yeah, YouTube's weird. But
So
I
it is.
think featuring channels, tweeting it out, sending myself out there, hosting creators like yourself on my channel or vice versa, and connecting each other, right? Because I'm sure that you have experience with Christians that I have no idea about, right?
Probably. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
On YouTube or whatever. And that's the point, right? Like, I actually am now more in favor of Christian apologists doing response videos to atheists that no one's heard of, so that people see the detracting arguments, that they see that people are doing their absolute very best to hold on to their faith, and yet they can't. But here this Christian goes trying to tackle that kind of objection, and
Yeah.
oops. As soon as your viewership starts watching skeptical videos, the algorithm doesn't give a shit whether or not they believe in Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. No. They're going to recommend more skeptic videos.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I see what you're saying. So they're breaking down. So so we're breaking down Christian videos. So our algorithms are pushing some of our viewers towards those people, right?
Right.
But theirs
Yeah.
are doing the same thing when they
Yes.
have, and their arguments are so bad. Like I mean, I remember I
A lot
just
of
would
them
rather
are.
not think about it. You know what I mean? A lot of times I was just like,
Right.
this is what I
That's how you
believe.
keep the dissonance up.
Yeah, like seriously, just keep those boxes away from each other. Like, I don't, it made me really uncomfortable to like think about it because it's, I mean, it was a literal fucking talking donkey, that had a debate with a guy and won. It was, and this was something I believed was true. I was like a super duper like fundamentalist type where I believe the like literally 6,000-year-old Earth and shit.
Oh,
like
wow.
that. Yeah, like super young Earth.
I was an old Earth creationist, so.
Oh, okay. So you still acknowledged evolution. And I used
to an
that
extent,
word,
right? Like
acknowledge.
that God intervened at some specific point in human history to permit original sin.
It's when all the apes started eating hallucinogens and getting big brains. So
Well, not quite that, but
I'm just
something like that.
I swear that's my theory, like, or my hypothesis. can I even say it's a hypothesis? It's based on nothing, but I really think that's why we have consciousness. I think we started eating mushrooms or something at some point.
Yeah, consciousness is the origination of what humans call consciousness is a tricky mess.
Yeah, and it is very original, or it seems at least to us to be only in our species. You know?
I would actually currently maybe even hold that it's not.
Really?
Yeah, because
So
if you look at like so I'm taking your video like and your stream totally off topic, but
No, it's great. That's all
yeah,
that
yeah.
you know.
So if you look at things like how do you know what corvids are?
Corvids.
Yeah,
No.
corvids. So it's a species of bird that ravens are a part of.
Hmm.
They can solve complex puzzles over and over and over again.
Wow.
So if you
That's
just go
interesting.
down the YouTube rabbit hole of looking up like what corvids can do, or like the experiments that they've done on cuttlefish.
I was just gonna say, like, I've seen octopuses and octopi.
It's similar, yeah. So like the intelligibility of how these creatures with if you don't see my mouth moving, it's because character animator crashed.
Oh no.
It's
Yeah.
okay, I can reopen it. Give me a minute.
No problem.
So or like orcas, killer whales.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
They're real smart.
actually they're very smart, but they also they've recently observed that sometimes orcas will with young around will torture a sea lion, but not to actual death. They'll just torture it in front of their young just to teach their young how they do. And they'll
Wow.
leave it alive. Like none of them will eat it. None of them will attack it beyond a fatal injury.
Just like
They'll
maim
just
it for like.
they'll just maim the
Wow.
hell out of it.
Weird. Like
Yep.
what? Just to be like, look at that, kids. That's why you got to listen up in school.
Well,
Otherwise you'll end up
this
like
is
that.
how we hunt. Like this is how we hunt. And then if you're
Oh,
hungry, you eat it. But we're not hungry right now, so we just taught you.
we're just showing you
It's
how
just
to.
weird shit like that in nature that just kind of shows me that like the depth of intellectuality that we have may not be unique to us in particular.
Yeah, that is a good point. We just can't communicate it with
Right.
them yet,
Yep.
or we just don't have that ability.
For some reason, it's beyond our means currently, and that's okay.
And it could just be the fact that we have opposable thumbs, is why we build the things like, cities and shit. I don't know.
Or you just do weird thought experiments with yourself, right? Like, do I consider the idea that if I create enough decision gates in an AI, would I consider that actually conscious, right? Because that's essentially what your brain is doing.
That's true. Yeah.
Do weird thought experiments on yourself like that.
That's a deep one too, man. It's almost like when they talk about the where like on a micro level, if you went into your brain and like replaced each function or whatever with an electronic and you did it one at a
Device.
time, and by the end, like it ends up being like a macro level. Like, is that still you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Ship of Theseus consciousness, basically.
yes. Yeah, exactly. Like, is that still a boat, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like in
replace each.
WandaVision at the
Yeah.
end. Like is
Yeah.
the ship still the ship if it's one by one replacement? Yeah.
Right,
Like
exactly.
those kinds of consciousness experiments on yourself, when it comes to the idea of the soul or like the emergent being of understanding reality, we'll quickly start to diffuse things. You want to know a funny channel that also helped me deconstruct?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. What's up?
Slow-mo guys.
Slow-mo guys.
Yeah. So they film things at 10,000 frames plus per second.
Holy fuck.
So imagine breaking down life. You know what I would want, to be completely honest, is, you know what would be great evidence for God? Would be them taking that 10,000 frames per second and applying it to a microscopic observation.
Yeah.
And then
Huh.
we would see whether or not within a musecond or whatever the measurement is at that point, if something supernatural or unexplained is happening between the downright molecules of existence, right?
Right. Yeah,
And
that would be
yeah, so
fascinating.
when you watch slow-mo guys and they break something down to 10,000 frames per second and you don't see any kind of supernatural intervention on the actual mechanics of what's happening in the universe, you should doubt souls. You should doubt ghosts. You should doubt God's intervention.
Yeah.
There is literally nothing between those frames moving anything, right?
That's so
Nobody
interesting, yeah.
thinks about life in that kind of way, but maybe I'm just weird. Right?
No, I
Like,
mean, I think that's a good almost like a
if God is
falsifiability.
sovereign, if God is sovereign and in control of absolutely every event and occurrence to produce his desired result, then if we slow moments down, we should see how he goes, "Oh, stop doing that." Or,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Right?
there we are.
Yeah.
Keep doing
But
that. Yeah.
he won't intervene in the 10,000th of a moment.
Right.
Really?
Yeah,
It
and that's when you would
happens,
expect it to happen, is in
right?
that
Or
time, and you
right.
can't see it.
How about a 10th, 100th, a 1,000th? No, not even a 10,000.
Right. I mean, but he finds a lot of people's car keys,
Oh
so
shit.
and
Yeah,
it always happens.
as I was deconstructing and watching just a random YouTube channel like that, I was like, oh damn, like God's not obvious even in the 10,000th of a second.
Wow. Yeah.
What's wrong with me that I think this is real?
Right. Wow, that's so interesting. What a way to break it down, dude. That's so fascinating. So you can,
Yeah,
when you look at it, you see it more just reacting to its environment, and
right.
that's it.
Like these are just the brute facts of the existence and the properties of these chemicals or objects or whatever. Like, and that's okay. Like, we don't have to have an answer for everything.
No. Yeah, and it's almost
We
like
can just not know.
have you ever heard of the Uri Geller experiment? Where they,
Refresh me.
so it's basically like the life coming from non-life.
Oh,
And they basically simulated what they believed would be the uh the type of environment that would be at the beginning of all life, right? And as long as the building blocks of life were there and under the right environment, like within the right environment, non-life just like came to life. Like it's like non-life, like the proteins and all the things like
yeah.
it just
It's kind of like
they,
a tough shit. Like, this is just how it is.
it just happens. Yeah, and it's just like it's just sort of the way things work, in our environment, and it's the way things don't work in a lot of other environments. That's why there's billions of planets with nothing the fuck on them. Or I mean, maybe there could have been, and they sucked all the oil out of the earth or out of the planet until they all killed themselves millions of years ago. I don't know. I feel like that's a possibility, right?
Yeah. So I think creationists get frustrated when you kind of posit it that way, because they like to assert that there's just an irreducible complexity to it all.
Yeah.
To which I would say, like, yeah, like I still don't have a great, peer-reviewed paper evidence for how that all breaks down.
Right.
But to keep holding on to what I held on to before, given all the things that I've seen up until this point, it's just I don't know how I overcome all the detracting pieces of evidence.
Right. Yeah, that was where it, well, I don't know what broke me. I think it was like, I don't know if this relates to you, like, or if you can relate to this, but a lot of it was really weird. It was like how I believed in a lot of things because I loved my mom so much. I know it sounds weird, but it's like,
No, I get that too. Because my
right.
mom still tries to persuade me back towards faith, so
Yeah,
I
me
get
too.
it.
And I love, she's such a sweet lady, you know.
Mhm.
She's just wrong, you know, about things, you know. And I just remember I would hear people say like things about Christianity. Yeah, in my head, I heard them talking shit about my mom, you know, and it's like, that was like where my
Okay.
brain went, you know. It's like, this is connected to her, and like it has to be true, otherwise she's wrong, and that can't be, you know. And that was like, you know what I mean? And it was like
Mhm.
which makes no sense whatsoever. Like that's not how true, like that's not how you come to conclusions about what's true and what's not true. You
Right.
know, is how much you love somebody that thinks a thing. You know,
Yeah, it's like if you pose a question to a believer, should you believe in supernatural claims that your parents believe because they're your parents? They would say they should obviously say no at that
right.
point, right? Because they would instantly want to deconvert a Muslim who holds their beliefs for that reason, or a Mormon or a Seventh Day Adventist, or maybe not a Seventh Day Adventist. I don't know. It depends on the Christian you ask. But
Depends.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, they'd be like, oh, that person doesn't hold the actual truth, so let's, because their parent believes it. Oh, whoa, no, we can't have that. My
Yeah.
parents believe differently than me.
Right. Right. I came to Christ all on my own. Okay. Like
Yeah,
I just
yeah. I
happened to
put on
believe.
my Jesus pants and accepted.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I came, it's like, you know, because I fell away and I had some drinks of alcohol and then I came
Ooh,
back, you know, and I found the Lord.
I
It's
found the
like,
women and the lusts.
yeah,
My
yeah, that's,
flesh
yeah,
was weak in college.
yeah. And then I found him in college because of the week fled.
or
And
or, or just just past college.
right, and the way that they make like drug like that's like so many people that are like, I've gone through a lot of addiction
Mm,
stuff, and
mhm.
it's like it's amazing to me how many of these folks are Christians, you know, and it's
Oh,
almost like it keeps them in this cycle because it's a fantasy based solution to a science based problem, you know.
right.
And so and it just keeps you stuck in this circle of like, you know, oh, I feel bad for doing what I'm doing. The solution is more Jesus. The more Jesus doesn't work, you feel bad, you go back to your thing and then start all over
Well,
again.
the
You know?
worldview has built into it that if it's not working, it's your fault,
Right.
right? You don't have enough faith to produce the result that God desires, right?
Right.
There's some aspect of your identity in Jesus that you don't understand yet.
Yes, yeah. That's so
Like
true.
I
Yeah.
literally have taught that. Like I
Wow.
used to teach the Bible to small groups, men's groups, and
Wow, me too. That's so
home
cool.
churches. So yeah.
No, that's a
Not to like a couple hundred people, but just to about a couple dozen.
right.
And
Yeah, it was small stuff, dude.
yeah,
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 small
yeah.
potatoes, but that's
Yeah,
all right.
and I've taken hundreds of hours of church classes and things like that, and
Wow. Oh
um,
shit.
yeah.
Damn.
So
That's because
when
was that your plan to be like a pastor when you were growing up? Mhm.
so the job that I hold currently, when they asked me what would I want to do in 5 years, my honest answer was quit this job and work for my church.
Yep. Okay. So me too.
And they were cool
Yeah.
with that.
Really?
But yeah, they were like, okay, well, do your web stuff while in the meantime.
Right. Have
And that
some sort of
meantime has
means.
so far been like 9 years, but and now I'm an atheist YouTube person.
Right. Yeah.
Ish.
That's funny how it works like that,
Picking
you know,
goofy subs.
because
That's
our
fun.
plans all fell through, you know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well,
But yeah,
oh man, well this is so cool. I'm so glad that you came on, and we're definitely gonna have to hang out again.
are you
Do
getting
you?
tired or yeah?
Well, yeah, we usually go for about an
Okay.
hour.
Oh,
I
okay,
actually
okay.
probably can go for about 15 more minutes because you didn't
Sweet,
come in
sweet.
right away, and I want to make a good audio version, so it could,
Oh, cool.
and add like maybe have something for the patrons and stuff like that.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
right. So I might end up like stopping it here and then
Mhm.
doing another one and starting right back up if that's all right with you.
Totally fine.
Cool, man. Well,
For the patrons, you mean?
yes, yeah,
Yes.
for the
Yes.
and maybe for like a little bit more for that just the audio version, so
Yeah.
that way they get a little bit extra stuff,
You
for
got it.
listening. But well, thanks everybody for listening
Mhm.
and or watching really. And we will see you next time.
Peace.
And definitely check out the audio version and become a
Yes.
patron. Because we're gonna oh gosh, I don't even think we've started that yet, but I've been putting them up on unapologetic. So patreon.com/unapologetics, spelled with an X at the end.
Nice.
These records are gonna end up. They're just in between our other shows, But thanks for watching, everybody.